basement breakdown here. It is late, but we have business to discuss nonetheless. I haven't talked to you guys since UFC 315, where we crowned a new champion in the welterweight division, being Jack Della Maddalena. Epic performance by him, defeating Bilal Muhammad. I didn't see it coming. A lot of us didn't. Some of us did. For those of you who did, congratulations. Good for you. But overall, we went 9 for 12 on picks for UFC 315. Overall, a decent card, but we're not here to talk about that. We're going to maybe go over that at the end, as well as talk about some of the fights that were announced. But first, we're going to go over the UFC Fight Night Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales, guys. That's coming up this weekend, this Saturday. Kind of waiting last minute to get this video out, but I've had a bit of a hectic week, so yeah. But I'll be damned if we're gonna miss a card, guys. We're gonna break down every single card. Yeah. I'm also gonna have some UFC 5 simulations playing in the back of some of the fights. Play the main event for this upcoming fight night, Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales. So I'll just have that going in the background. Hate to see it. All right, guys, let's go over the card quickly. I mean, you know, it definitely is a fight night, to say the least. Anyways, guys, we start off the card with Tisha Pennington, Raquel Pennington's sister, I guess. And she's fighting Luana Pinheiro. I guess is how you pronounce her last name. Yeah, Luana Pinheiro is 11-4. Tisha Pennington's 14-7. Tisha's 35, Luana's 32. Tisha Pennington, I believe, is coming off of a win versus Carla Esparza and a very close fight with Tabitha Ricci. I don't know if you guys think that she may have won that fight, but probably wouldn't argue with you too much. I remember watching that. Luana Pinheiro is coming off of 2 losses to Jillian Robertson and Angela Hill. I think more than likely Tisha Pennington will get this done via decision, guys. That's probably what makes most sense to me. So that's what I'm confident with personally. So we're going to go with that for our first fight of the night. We move up the card to Park Hyun-sung versus Carlos Hernandez. Park is 29 years of age, 9-0 in his career. Carlos Hernandez is 31. He's got a little bit of the height, slight height advantage, a little bit of a reach advantage, but he is a little older, coming off of a win versus Naaman Jagral. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name, but good win against a guy who was 8 and I think he was 8-0 until Carlos Hernandez. Well, good fight. And then he fought Ray Syria before that. He fought Taiso Taira. Yeah, man, he's fought some pretty good, some very good prospects. Lost quite a bit of these fights. Was Park on the Contender Series? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Park Hyun-sung to win this fight, by a KO in the second round. Yeah, I'm confident with Park. We're going to go with a KO in the second round. Denise Gomez versus Elise Reed. Denise Gomez looks like a dude. Wow.
I have a terrible secret.
Well, Cindy, we all have our little secrets.
But she hits like a truck. Maybe. Probably not. This is probably more than likely this is going to be a decision, guys. We're going to go with the Denise Gomez decision. She's a lot younger, more masculine looking. She's slightly shorter, but she's a lot younger, probably more tenacious. I'm sure she'll get it done via decision. Gilbert Burns is kicking some ass. A lot of chick fights in these prelims. Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. I'm going to say Luana Santos is going to win this fight. Tainara's 34, Luana's 25. Very like the exact same reach, very similar height. I'm sure Luana will get it done via decision. Oh, wow. Yeah, we move up. Yadir Del Val. I'm pretty sure, did I see him on the Contender Series? He's fighting Connor Matthews. I think Yadir Del Val will probably get that done versus Connor Matthews. Yeah, he lost to Jose Delgado, Connor, via KO in the first round in his last fight. That was quite a while ago, so he's coming up against a guy who's hungry. And he'll probably lose by a KO. And let's go with a Yadir KO in the first round, guys. Moving up the card, Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moises. Unfortunately, Jared Gordon's been on the bad end of some decisions. We all remember that Paddy Pimblett decision. I remember watching that and thinking Jared won that fight. I also believe he had a recent fight with Nasrat Haqparast, who's a good fighter, who's also been winning some decisions recently. He's been getting lucky, guys, but one of those lucky decisions was against Mr. Jared Flash Gordon himself. Yeah, he's been on the unfortunate end of some fights. Yeah, that Bobby Green one where he got the head collision, or it looked a little intentional on Bobby Green's part. I don't know. Thiago Moises is a lot younger. He's 30 years old. Jared Gordon's 36. Thiago is, I remember him, he had a lot of hype behind him coming into the UFC, but yeah, in 2025 he had a decision win against Trey Ogden during the Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas 2 fight night. So there was that. He lost to Ludovic Klein. He beat Mitch Ramirez. It's kind of been a bit of a back and forth with him. Fought Benoit Saint Denis, lost him. I think that more likely than not, Thiago Moises will win this fight. I could also see Jared Gordon winning it. I'm pretty sure it's dead even odds on the on whatever lines you guys are choosing to bet on. I mean, whatever apps you guys use. I think it is dead even, more than likely. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Thiago Moises decision over Jared Gordon. Not super confident. Could see it going to Jared Gordon, but that's how I feel this fight will go. I like that pick. We move up the card to the prelim, the main fight of the prelims. Gabe Green versus Mateus Camilo. I think Mateus Camilo is probably going to get it done versus Gabe Green. I do not trust Gabe Green. I would probably take I will take a Mateus Camilo KO, and I will take that being in the second round against Gabe Green. I think he hurts him really bad in the first round and then puts him away in the second. I don't know. I remember Brian Battle fighting Gabe Green on his way up. I think this is I like Matias Camilo, young guy, ferocious, the Jaguar. And yeah, I expect him to take Gabe Green out in the second round, like we said, guys. So we move up to the main card. How are the boys doing? Main card with Julian Erosa versus Melquizo Costa. Julian Erosa, we picked both of these guys in their last fights, and they're turning around pretty quick from their last fights. Julian Erosa fought Darren Elkins at UFC 314 in April, and his opponent, Melquizo Costa, fought basically in April, on the Moreno Usyk card, March 29th against Christian Rodriguez. We picked both these guys in their fights. They won. I think Melquizo Costa more than likely will get it done against Julian Erosa. I like him. He's younger. He's not as tall as Julian Erosa. He's got a little less of a reach, which a little bit worries me. But I think that he's very good at controlling. I think he's going to control Julian Erosa a lot on the cage. I think he's going to land shots on him. And I think he's probably going to win a decision on Julian Erosa. That's what I think. We're going to move up. Nurslan Ruzabayev versus Dustin Stolfus. Nurslan Ruzabayev, only loss in the UFC comes to Joaquin Buckley. He has wins against Bruno Ferreira and Cedricus Dumas. and most recently Eric McConaughey. And he goes up against Dustin Stolfus. Dustin's 33. He's been in the UFC for quite a while. He KO'd Marc-Andre Beirut, who is a guy who we picked this past weekend, who also scored a KO for himself. But yeah, Dustin KO'd Mark back in a while ago. Back versus in the Moreno Albazi fight night. So there was that. Before that, Bruno Ferreira got him out of there in the first round. And yeah, he's going up against Nursan Ruzabayev. I really expect Nursan Ruzabayev to win this fight. If not by TKO, then probably by a unanimous decision. But we're going to go with a KO in the first round by Nursan Ruzabayev. Quick finish. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Sadiq Youssef versus Marion Santos. Pretty sure Sadiq Youssef, his last fight, Mr. Super, was to Diego Lopez, which it was, where he got very badly hurt. That's where I believe Diego Lopez, is that where he received his ranking? When he took Sadiq Youssef's, which was he was ranked maybe 14th or 13th at the time, something like that. But yeah, he knocked him down until he got Sadiq Youssef out of there, and he's taken a lot of time off since then. Before that, I believe he lost to Edson Barbosa. So it's been kind of a while since Sadiq Youssef's kind of had a win in the octagon, which really worries me. Especially when you put him against a guy like Marion Santos, who has undefeated in the UFC. Not many fights, but his MMA career is 16-1 overall. Marion Santos beat Francis Marshall by decision his last time out, then Kanoff Lee via TKO in the second round. I very much expect Marion Santos to get Sadiq Youssef out of there. When will that happen is the question. Sorry, Sadiq. Let's go with this. Let's go with the first round KO, man, for Marion Santos. We move up to Rodolfo Bellato versus Paul Craig, the co-main event. The Bear Jew. Will this be his last fight in the UFC, guys, after the skid that he's on? Yeah, his last time out, he fought against Bo Nickel, where he lost a decision. Before that, he fought Kai Baralho. And before that, he fought Brendan Allen. And before that, he scored his last win in the octagon against Andre Muniz at middleweight. After that, obviously, he fought Brendan Allen at middleweight, Bo Nickel, and Kai Baralho. And now he moves up to light heavyweight again, where he had previously found success against guys like Jamal Hill and Magomed Ankalaev. Those would be the staples in Paul Craig's career when it's all said and done. This is going to be tough for him because Rodolfo Bellato is a lot younger and he is a good striker. And Paul Craig's going to need to use his jiu-jitsu if he wants to win this fight, which I don't know if he's going to be able to do. I'm probably going to go with Rodolfo Bellato to win this fight via KO in the second round. Paul Craig will probably struggle to take him down in the first round, and then Rodolfo will probably figure out a way to get him out of there in the second round. And then that'll probably be it for the 20-fight UFC vet. I like Paul Craig. He's great. He's got a great accent. He's a great character. He's had some good wins in the octagon, but I don't know. He's definitely been given a lot of guys who are top tier to fight late into his career, so there's no shame in losing to them, but this isn't a matchup I think he's going to win, guys, unfortunately. I'm sorry for the Bear Jew, but we're going to have to go with Rodolfo Bellato. And, yeah, second round KO. We go to the main event, guys. And as we go to the main event, these two go into the fifth round. What a fight. Gilbert Burns takes on Michael Morales. Michael Morales is undefeated in his MMA career. Gilbert Burns, obviously we know Gilbert Durinho Burns, gave Khamzat Chimaev a run for his money. Hurt Kamaru Usman bad in their title fight until he got himself in trouble and got out of there. Yeah, I like Gilbert Burns, guys. Unfortunately, he's lost 3 fights in a row. And, I mean, each fight has aged better than the previous one if you look at it, because he does fight Bilal Muhammad, obviously, where he injures himself a couple minutes into the fight. And Bilal becomes champion, so no shame in that. After that, he goes on to fight Jack Della Maddalena, where on 2 of the judges' scorecards, he's winning 2 of those rounds, going up into the 3rd until he gets caught with a knee. And then, the rest is history. And then, unfortunately, after that, he goes up against Sean Brady. But he's back now, fighting another up-and-comer in Michael Morales. I really like Gilbert Burns, man. I like his podcast with Money Moicano. I like some of the moments that he's given us in the octagon. I think he's such a fun fighter. I really like Durinho. And I really don't want him to lose. It's quite hard for me to pick him in this fight. Michael Morales has impressed me. His last time out versus Neil Magny. Yeah, he's got some power in those hands for sure. He has wins against Jake Matthews, Max Griffin, Adam Fugit, and Trevin Giles. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is definitely his toughest test to date. So, yeah, he's never been in a 5-round fight. But he's never been 5 rounds before, but he's going to have to probably be in there for a couple at least with Gilbert Burns. But I am worried for Gilbert Burns. I do think Michael Morales is probably going to win a decision. He's probably going to keep the pressure on Gilbert. Sure, Gilbert will be able to take down Michael, but I'm not sure that Gilbert will be able to keep him down, which is what I'm worried about. I really don't like picking against Gilbert Burns, but there's a very big age discrepancy here, and I'd be lying if I said my brain's telling me not. I gotta pick Michael Morales for this, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gilbert Burns. We're going with Michael Morales for this. Yeah, Michael Morales, decision, unanimous. 49-46, something like that. Maybe I'll give Gilbert a round or 2. I hope he doesn't retire, but 4 in a row is not going to look good on his record. We got about 41 seconds left. I guess that gives us a little bit of time to talk about some of the things that have happened. Well, after this weekend, obviously, Jack Della Maddalena won. We were all waiting for this because this dictates everything moving forward in both his division and a division lower. Now we have Ilia Topuria fighting against Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. So Islam has vacated the title, and he's going up to fight JDM. That is TBD. I'm sure it'll be sometime in October, maybe September. We'll see. Anyways, guys, as I was saying, yeah, Islam versus JDM is TBD. Charles Oliveira will be fighting Ilia Topuria during International Fight Week in June with the co-main event of Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. We all knew these matchups were coming. It just was a matter of when and where. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see some of these matchups. I'm a little bummed out. I did want to see Islam versus Ilia Topuria. But yeah, there's other stuff too, guys. UFC 319, DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev is a great fight. There were obviously a lot of rumors circulating with DDP, with his health and other stuff, but we finally have a date, UFC 319, which is great. I'm super hyped for that fight. I believe the line came out and they favorited Khamzat by like -180. I'm not sure how much I agree with that. I think my early predictions would arguably favor DDP just because he's been in a 5-round fight, whereas Khamzat's never been there. But that's cool. We also, Dana White keeps saying that John Jones versus Tom Aspinall is going to happen, but...
All right. Tom Aspinall. I didn't read it. I told you guys already. We'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. Now UFC 319.
I posted him in Thailand, being John Jones, so you guys already know what's up.
Залик уже взял свою команду Джонса.
Все, он в моей команде. My team has global.
I don't know what's going to happen with that, guys, if John Jones is going to fight Tom Aspinall. Obviously, it's the fight that should happen, and we all want to see it, but we do not really know. So that's going to stay in limbo right now. But yeah, guys, a little bit of news, a couple fights, breaking it down. Burns versus Morales. Let's get it. Hope you guys are having a great week. Basement Breakdown out.
Basement Breakdown.